Welcome to another episode of the Mic Drop, featuring Sean Booker, Omar Hassan, and I, Mike Erlbacher. What is up, boys? Last week was Super Bowl. We did not record. How is everyone doing?
Good.
We're just chilling.
Chilling.
I was supposed to go to a party, but I didn't.
Yeah, I was supposed to, but no one called me and hit me up and invited me over. But
I thought you were coming over.
Just didn't hear anything, whatever. So I just didn't show up.
Did your girlfriend go to Canada?
She was supposed to, but then she got sick.
Oh, I went to Canada on Thursday. I might go next week.
So done
again.
Did you rack a lot up on your credit card at the club?
No. Just played some pool and went to a restaurant.
Nice. Cool.
So, speaking of all, Super Bowl and everyone racking up their sport betting.
Yeah.
Did you win anything?
Nah, I did win $10.
The girl won it. She won it $2,000.
I didn't win any squares.
Yeah, $2,000. Yeah.
So
how much did you put in?
100 or two.
Wow.
Yeah.
The squares at my brother's work, it was $200 a square. Me and my brother split it.
That's what mine was too.
Halftime, if they would have scored a field goal, we would have won $2,000.
Nice.
All I needed was a field goal. They were so close, and then they choked.
Oh
well. But anyway, speaking of racking up debt and gambling, number one thing I feel like people need to learn in 2020 is how to cut debt. Literally, cut debt. Cut this credit card in half.
Like
But yeah, that's a major problem.
Yeah.
So many people have that problem. I've talked to them and they're like,
sure.
I don't know what to do about it. I mean, dude, it's not that hard. Just be sensible.
And I've always been very good with money. That I use if I want to buy some, maybe something on the big end, like if I'll buy a car or something, or whatever, buy something that's it's not something cheap. I really like to pay that off right away, cash without that. I don't like to have debt. I don't like the interest that builds up. No, I rather just pay it off right away. But there are some things where I don't have that money to pay something off right away that I have to put on a credit card.
Right. I'm the other way around. I will not buy whatever. Even if I need it, I won't until I have that money saved in cash. So same. I mean, you're making payments, right? Just suppose you take that payment out of your checking account, put it in your savings account. Once you have that amount, buy it in cash.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference, especially if it's, for example, a car. Once you pay it off in cash, you can have basic liability insurance on it.
Oh, yeah.
You don't
if you don't need money, yeah.
Secondly,
that'd be stupid as hell if you get a newer car, but...
No, but, I mean, even then, it'd probably be cheaper since it's paid off.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're not paying off interest. It racks up
gets you.
quick.
In my house,
Stupid
I'm I think a mortgage payment. My mortgage payment's X amount of dollars. I'm putting more down every month toward that to shorten up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To take 5-7 years off the mortgage thing. And
you get your taxes back, pay the whole amount in your mortgage.
I get shit for taxes. I got effed over big time.
Yeah.
Just to cover bases real quick, Omar, you don't have credit card in Dubai. You do, but it's not set up the same.
No, there's no credit
score.
Credit score over there. Usually they just go by your pay stubs and your work history and monthly payments. Yeah. And if you miss something or if you've ever filed bankruptcy, then technically you're on the blacklist. You will not get credit again.
All right. So they do have credit there. It's just the score they don't really keep track of.
Yeah, it's not like agencies like Experian and TransUnion like over here.
But I guess in the same concept, that's how they're getting the scores off that same information.
Right. They don't usually have scores. It's just yes or no.
In the States, we're just putting a number to it. Basically.
Right. And for, like, over here, it depends on your score, what kind of amount you get on it. Over there, it goes by your pay. So if you make, for example, whatever amount you make in a month, usually if you apply for a personal loan, the maximum amount you can get is 20 times that.
So what do you guys think the main reason of people like to rack up credit cards? And not that
I don't think anyone likes to rack up a credit card.
No, but I think subconsciously in their mind, I feel like they think they have money. They rack it all up, and then they realize, oh, I don't have this money.
That's how the whole system is designed.
Yeah. And I think
a lot of it comes to be the more you make, the more you spend. So let's say you got a good paying job, you're used to it. You know what I mean? You're spending your certain things every week, every month, whatever. Say you don't have that job anymore, whether you get fired, you quit, company goes under, whatever. You get another job that doesn't pay as much, maybe not even close to as much.
Mm-hmm.
You're still used to that higher life spending spree.
Right. Or
buying
you
this when you want, buy that when you want, but you can't no more. But you still do because you got the credit card. Like, I can still do this a
or
little
your
bit
debt's
here.
already on there, and you can't do nothing about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're making less money, and you can't pay it off like you wanted to.
It's crazy.
Like you planned to. Whatever.
It's nuts, dude.
I'll be honest. When I worked at Wegmans, I had a good amount of debt.
Really?
Yeah. I never told anyone, but you thankfully gave me that opportunity to go work where you work.
He just called me the other day and told me sometimes he hates me for giving. Well, thanks for the job, man. But by the way, I hate you.
No, but for real though, yeah, I mean, with that job, it helps me pay.
Well,
off
I knew how much you made at Wegmans because we always shared each other how much you made there.
Yeah, I mean,
and what I made at Chef's.
I think.
And we were always, we were always like
25 to 30.
Yeah, not even sometimes. I'm like, wow, we ain't making shit. Yeah. You know what I mean, but we didn't have anything to pay though.
Because a lot of people, even if it's someone responsible, all right. For example, someone super responsible, restrictive, does not rack up credit card debt, ends up in a situation where a family member or himself or herself gets sick, and you need a treatment. Something's not covered for health insurance, or you don't have health insurance, or something like that. And you're stuck. Yeah. If you didn't have that credit card, you wouldn't pay it off, obviously. But if you have it, you go like, well, this is life and death. There's nothing I can do. Nothing before life, obviously, or my family member, and you put it on the card, and then you're stuck. So it's all it takes is one stumble. Mm-hmm. Health or financial, or losing a job, getting laid off, or You know what I mean? Then
you're done for. Then it is against.
That's why I don't want to be in that situation, regardless.
So I think a lot of credit card statements too aren't really big purchases. I think it's more of
it's little things,
small stuff.
Coffee every day from Starbucks.
Yep.
And I think, like, for an example, if you're a coffee person, just buy a Keurig. And buy the pods. They're only $1
a lot of times people like their stuff on the go, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even that. I mean, you don't need Starbucks.
Mug to go.
Even you don't need Starbucks pods. Like it's.
Yeah. Well, even then, you could still cheaper than going to Starbucks.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, that's one.
My wife bought a Keurig. Saying that stuff.
I bought one.
She still goes to Starbucks.
Yeah. They buy the coffee coffee machine. And they'll still. Well, I want some more. I want Starbucks.
I want a cold one now.
So,
I want something else.
See, that's me. Like, I have a coffee machine. We have two upstairs. One was mine and one was my dad. Mine's the actual, like, our work one, kind of, but single served. And my dad has the K-cups, and I don't use mine at all. My dad uses his every day.
I know you go to Tim Hortons every morning.
Well, I get a small...
You don't bring me a breakfast sandwich anymore? What a jerk.
I get a small black coffee.
Sometimes it goes to Burger King.
Sometimes, not really.
A lot of it is just a stupid little spending that's unnecessary. Like the coffee stuff, or you come and you don't have stuff at home to eat breakfast real quick, even just a bowl of cereal.
All you got to do is
when you go there to Tim Hortons or whatever, anything to get breakfast, you usually get something from Food-Wise, too.
Yeah, it's probably healthier, too. I mean, I used to get those Jimmy Dean turkey sandwiches, and they're great, and they're good on macros, lower fat, and they taste pretty good. All you got to do is put it in the microwave for a couple of minutes, and you're good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did that for a while, too.
Obviously, some days I'm lazy doing that, too. Who's going to walk back to the break room, put it in the microwave, stand there for 2 minutes, and then walk back up with it?
Dennis?
Yeah,
walk up to his toolbox.
This is gone for 20 minutes.
Dude, Saturday, we had like 8 cars lined up outside. Never mind.
I was about to say, wait a minute.
I got a new MacBook.
Saturday, man. Never mind.
I'm cutting everything now. Got a new MacBook.
No, yeah, it's just a stupid little spending that's unnecessary that you don't realize.
Like this whole podcast of it.
no, I'm talking about, this is not stupid little spending. This is something you're actually trying to do. Yeah, you're trying to get rolling.
Yeah, this is stuff that's actually...
By the way, merch link in bio. Speaking of that, today's video sponsor, I didn't tell you guys, is the Mic Drop merch. Roll the clip now. I made a little ad for later. I'm going to cut this part out right now. Continue the conversation. Ad's
cool.
Over. Hope you guys enjoyed that ad by our sponsor, the Mic Drop merch.
So nice. It's just everyone thinks one little swipe. Oh, here's a couple bucks here, a couple bucks here, a couple. So let me go to the movies. Let me go. Whatever. Just whatever.
It's just popcorn.
That stuff.
It's
Oh,
$10.
yeah, it's just popcorn. Yeah, whatever. It's just it adds up, and even if you don't put it on a credit card, and you just put it on your debit card, and you can look back in your bank statement, food.
It's so
food,
stupid,
movies,
dude.
food, and I'm like, wow.
Makes you
But
feel
you
like
have to
shit,
buy the food though sometimes.
Isn't that
But
the truth though?
But the thing is, people don't understand. They'll spend a couple dollars here. They don't want to go to the store and buy groceries for $100 or more.
Oh,
They're like,
it's so expensive.
that's so expensive. I can't do that. But you just did that no problem all week
Yeah.
on these little things.
That
But
will
you
save
just don't.
you.
Yeah, it'll
Like if
save
you want
you.
to put groceries on your credit card to save the next week, do that. But only get stuff you need and only get raw materials like
Your mom was
raw
just telling us that you guys went out to eat today or yesterday for brunch or something. You guys spent like $75.
I didn't spend anything.
Well, I know you didn't, but she did it, and she goes, "We could have put that down on a credit card, or we could have just spent that much more at the grocery store and had that much more food, not just one meal for everybody. It could have been a meal for
longer.
The rest, next of the month. You know what I
Brunch is
mean?
good though. It's a good place. We should go check that out. But
Yeah.
you work on Sundays now, so.
Oh,
Who worked
Matt's
with you?
got it.
I was at Napa when you guys called the Napa place.
Who works with me? Oh, Will.
I don't know. He called. He goes, "Oh, it was Brian, the Napa guy." He goes, "Oh, it was Brian." I'm like, "Brian's not. No one's there at the main shop today."
Yeah.
I'm like, he goes, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's
Oh,
Sunday,
it was
right?"
it was Matt. He called.
I'm like, "It's Omar or Matt." He goes, "Oh."
For an air filter, and
Yeah.
Will had to drive down there.
Yeah, because he goes, "I hope they don't ask me to drop
It's
it
either
off, 'cause
Mike-
I got no drivers."
They're both kids on Sunday. So
You were
Mike,
at Napa today?
it's either Mike or a Safe.
It's him.
Safe, yeah. He was shoveling the sidewalk when I saw him this morning.
You were at Napa,
Napa know how.
and they called.
Like Basil called Napa while I was there
Don't worry,
to get
'cause I'm
something
cutting all
else.
this out.
You should have grabbed the phone and said
He
something.
goes, "Which one, motherfucker?"
So we haven't really answered the question though. Is how do we cut credit card debt?
Cut it.
So like,
Even if you have to cut down, well,
I think you need.
my
to,
opinion.
I think you need. There's a fine line of what you actually need and what
you
you
want.
Because like that.
That's
other
how I
coffee,
am.
do you
I buy
really
what I
need
need,
it?
not what I
Right.
want.
And if you really need it, then why don't you just buy those K cups that are gonna
Right. So
cost you $1 in the long run? Versus
It's even like buying the food though. Like if you go buy food and you buy a combo meal at McDonald's or something for you, that could be $10+, $8,
Right.
$9. You Little Caesars, you get a large ass pizza for $5, and I can
Right.
make 2-3 meals out of that. You know what I mean? Instead of
and
one.
you go like, hey, it's only $2 extra for a drink when you got drinks sitting in your fridge at home.
yeah,
Like,
hell yeah.
I'm going home.
Go
and
steal
I'm
Mike's
gonna
in his
eat
fridge
this
over there.
at home. I'm just gonna grab it out of the fridge. You know?
You know, if you got Regal's movie, usually they're cheap nights Tuesdays. Go on Tuesdays.
Oh yeah,
What else?
yeah. What is
Oh,
it like?
that's only when I go. It's like,
$5 on Tuesday.
if you have your Regal card, it's like six
Yeah.
something.
That's awesome.
I never go
Or
any
you
other
could
day
just
other
rent
than
it on
Tuesdays.
Amazon, or not even.
Well, if it's not out yet, then you
watch
won't really
something
see
that's
it.
out. You know, like you don't have to.
Well, a
watch
big
it right
thing
away.
to save money you can put towards something is having like subscriptions every month.
That
You
adds
buy
up
magazine
quick.
subscriptions, makeup subscriptions, whatever you have.
Netflix, Hulu,
I mean,
Amazon.
Yeah,
that's
but
not-
like just all that stuff adds up,
Disney Plus.
and you don't realize it until you look at it. And like, wow, this was $10, this was $8, this was $4. You know what I mean? That stuff adds up. a
Gym
month.
membership you don't use.
Gym membership that you don't. Yeah, it's February now. Who the hell you don't go anymore? You know it.
How many people you last?
You don't go. Don't
I
lie.
haven't gone
I
for 8
didn't.
months.
You know, it's
yeah,
just
it's
the stuff that the membership subscriptions that you have online or whatever. Just you don't really need.
When
it.
I
You
look at
just-
my statements, I feel. Stupid.
And then you know what the biggest problem too is. Okay, you are cutting down, but are you paying that bill? Because a lot of interest rates are fucking like 23%.
dude,
Yeah.
26 point
27%,
something
27,
like
yeah.
variable. So they
I don't
can,
think I've ever seen it over that, but
Oh, I've
yeah,
definitely
they
27.
can they can bump it up whenever
They
they,
don't
want.
care. They
It's
don't care.
I
variable.
don't think it would ever go over 30. But
What I do when I pay off mine is my credit card's never usually that big. Usually never over $2,000. And that's very rare when that is.
Mhm.
I usually whatever the total amount is due, I'll pay it in half.
Right.
The next month, whatever that leftover is from that half before, I'll pay that in half. You just go in half till I get down to maybe almost basically nothing. I'm like, oh screw it, I'll just pay it off.
Yeah, what I
know
do
what I
is
mean?
what I live by is I only spend the money I have. So if I put something on the card, I have that money from my paycheck. The first thing I'll do is pay off that card,
Yeah.
like the whole amount. And if something happened where we ran into a problem, the paycheck was lower than we expected, and I have something left over, so that's going to become my priority in life. Next week, I'm going to not eat out. I'm going to not, not drive too much for unnecessary stuff. Try to cut down on whatever, like, stupid stuff you can on. And you, if you think about it, like, oh, I just want to go see that, friend of mine in the other town, and you were like, you know what? No, I can go next week. cut down.
I'm FaceTime that motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to see me right away.
Another thing you could do too is, start paying it off. Your credit score is going to eventually go up by paying it off. But if you got a lot of debt, and your score is going up, they'll start sending you 18 months free financing on balance transfers. This way, you're not paying at least those high interest rates, but then paying reasonably at paying it off by transferring it.
And then utilize all those things.
Yeah.
You've got cards which have cashback, which have.
I like the cashback. Yeah,
that's a big one.
Discover it, but the one you
bonuses.
just sliced up.
So those are designed to get you to sign up and then spend the whole amount and then pay interest on it.
Don't
do that.
Another link in the bio, Discover It card. You'll get $50 statement balance, so you can pay off credit card debt with that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Mike.
Yeah. Don't forget that. Link in the description.
I got $50 and then another $50 off of another buddy of mine that signed
up.
Did
I do that to you too? I feel like I did.
No, you did it. But when I signed up for it, like, dude, why didn't you tell me? I could have gave you a link, blah blah. We both kind of got $50. I'm like,
oh, you already have it.
I already have it. This was years ago.
I was like, I could have suck him in.
But yeah,
you got it.
Yeah, I download all these other apps, and now he does it, and then tries to do everyone at work. Robinhood.
Stash.
Yeah.
So make sure you subscribe.
But the other thing is when you have more credit cards, you have more available line of credit to use up, your credit score goes up. But a lot of people don't have that willpower to not spend it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But a big thing is, too, to help build your credit, is keeping your credit card amounts below like 10% or less. I know it's very little.
Yep.
But if you got $10,000 on a credit card, what's 10%?
I'm no financial advisor, but here's my tip. If you're living check by check, don't get a credit card. Find another fucking job that actually is going to
No, if you're living check by check, you need to cut down your spending.
Yep.
Well,
another job.
You also need to cut down your spending. Well, another job might help,
There's a different scenario, I guess. There's different meanings behind this. What I'm getting at is if you actually, unfortunately have to live on your own because you got kicked out or whatever, have a kid, and you have your own apartment, and you're paying actual bills, you're not actually blowing money off. I wasn't getting at that. They're not going to Starbucks every day. They're actually buying the stuff they need. Mm-hmm. They shouldn't get a credit card. I would just sign a new job.
I'm assuming there's got to be something they can still cut.
There's always something.
There's always something. Even comes from I try to convince you, ditch your truck, pawn it off on somebody else, and go buy a $3,500 car. How much money have you already put in that truck with your payment every month? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Let me look what we drive.
Yep, beaters. It's where it's
You know what? My Grand Prix still beats your truck in the throughway every time.
I mean, it's pretty convenient.
He say anything he knows.
It's pretty convenient knowing you're not going to break down somewhere. But how many times does that happen to me?
I go to Toronto.
I go to Toronto all the time.
But you got to have
not the prelude.
Your roadside assistance.
I think though.
They'll come get you.
I mean, I'm pretty comfortable financially.
No, you are absolutely. I'm sure. But
could be better.
I could cut down the payment though and get something smaller because I don't need a truck.
Yeah,
I really.
He's already considering that.
I'm probably gonna get an Equinox or something.
But still, I'm saying though, I mean, you save money. Like your mom said, she's saving $70 a month going from the Traverse to the Kia now. Great. Yep. But your mom doesn't need a vehicle, and then she used Jake as an excuse to go pick him up from school all the time.
Yeah.
You need a whole vehicle. You got to pay.
Buy a beater for Jake.
He's gonna get his own Grayson. So.
Yeah, I'm saying I when I was having my truck. I mean, if it was, I don't know. If I only had one vehicle and not the several that I do, okay, might be understandable to get a lease then maybe but whatever. Because I don't drive many miles anyway. Whatever. But I have all these cars. I can switch out and use.
Leasing is not cost effective.
It depends. If you don't drive a lot, if you drive low miles a year, sure.
But it's still not
drive a lot.
You pay what, $150 on a smallest, cheapest lease, and then you're paying a high amount of insurance. If you drive a beater, you save the insurance and you save the payment.
Yeah.
You can get a good car for like $1,500.
Yeah, you got to look around for
a car that will not break down.
Down south, you can definitely get one a damn good car for $1,500.
Ship it over. It costs $400, $500, but yeah, you can tow it. I got my car for $600. Yeah, it looks like crap, but it gets me Toronto.
Your car's not bad. Your car's really not bad for $600.
My car for 40,000 miles on it.
And yeah, 42,000 miles on it. You daily drive that thing?
Yeah,
dude.
I take it to Toronto all the time.
You made out on that bitch.
It works out for me. Yeah, I put a new fuel pump in. Cost me like $300.
I mean, it's just normal stuff that breaks down over time.
Brake pads and rotors. The caliper seized in Toronto. I drove it all the way back with no brakes.
Wow. I mean, that can also happen to a new car. I've seen brand new Traverses with the rear calipers locked up, and they got
2017s have that problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the calipers are seized up, and this thing's got 14,000 miles on it.
It's not the calipers that seize; it's the hardware. They weren't lubed at the assembly line in the factory. It's just the 17s. It's usually the driver side rear.
Yep.
And
I've never had that problem.
It's stupid.
Well, shit, a diffuser 17? Yeah. Just, well,
Yeah, you might want to get like a BG caliper service or something.
Yeah, I saw all the time. 14,000 miles. Calipers are smoking back there. People are pissed because it's bumper to bumper, but...
We had one at 12,000 and GM wouldn't cover it.
Yeah.
They asked us to turn the rotors and probably put fresh pads on it. I don't remember. Yeah. But they did not replace the rotors.
Yeah.
Corey had that.
Well, just stuff like that, you know what I mean? People don't realize, you know what I mean? Or even if you do get a new vehicle, do you really need that high-end Premier Edition with all the fancy gizmo and gadgets? Yeah. When you can get a little lower-end one and save some money?
Yeah. You don't need
do you really need your 10-way power seat? How perfect are you going to get that seat?
Up here, I would definitely say you need a remote start. You can get that aftermarket or whatever.
Aftermarket, sure. I mean, it's very nice, convenient.
Very nice, very convenient, you know.
It's really only useful if you don't have a garage.
Yeah. There's a lot of products on there.
I can't live without that or a backup camera anyway.
Yo, that's then you're getting used to stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And digital display. I haven't had heated seats yet.
Amazon sells this nice little umbrella thing that you put on your roof.
Oh, yeah.
And it's remote activated. You click it on, and it spreads out over the whole truck or car.
But you're spending
Amazon.
That's what you're spending money on.
Oh, yeah, $200. That's
$200
time investment.
I'll take my $10 snow brush and I'll scrape my car off for 2 minutes.
I'm just saying.
While my car's running.
Customers to buy stuff. Our viewers, not customers. But if you do want to be a customer, Merchly can buy them.
Go Bills.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of spending.
And spending on stuff you don't need that you could be using that extra spending on somewhere else.
I think if you're going to spend money and you want something, make sure. I mean, if you really want it, I'm not saying don't get it. But how bad do you want it?
You know what I usually do to save a couple extra bucks? Since now I got the house is... Every time I leave, like right now, my heat's at 62. When I go home, I turn up to 68. You know what I mean? But when I'm gone, my heat gets turned down. The downstairs, since no one's there, it's
off?
It's at 59. Well, you can't turn it off in the wintertime.
Why not?
You keep it off long enough. It's cold enough, you're going to freeze your pipes and blow your pipes.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. In Dubai, it's 118 million degrees. We don't have that.
I live in a rented apartment.
Your house
I wouldn't know, you know. Must be nice having your own house.
Yeah. No. But no, just turn the heat down. That saves money that way. You know what I mean? Or,
right. I mean, if it's up at 35, you won't freeze your pipes. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to go
32 is when the pipes freeze. But you can have smart gadgets turning your lights off, your heat on and off. You can remote control it off your phone and stuff.
Manually and not spend money on these gadgets.
Click.
Today, for an example, too, based off what you said, what you can do. Yesterday, I bought a picture of this moon landing. I don't know if you saw it on Snapchat.
Oh, that fake moon landing?
Yeah. But what do you mean? It was $40, but I went to Retail Me Not and got me that 50% coupon, so it was only $20. Didn't need it, but hey, $20.
Picture, yeah. Unnecessary expense.
Unnecessary, but I didn't buy it on the full retail price.
Yeah. Listen, you won't have to worry about it, but when we got beaters, when we have to replace parts, a lot of times I'll check on Rock Auto.
Oh, yeah.
And definitely. If you go to Retail Me Not and you type in Rock Auto coupon or whatever, it gives you a random digit number thing. It always gives you like a couple percent, like a couple of dollars off, like 3% off, 5% off. And it saves you like maybe like half the tax sometimes, but you're still saving a couple bucks, whatever, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just that little stupid odds and ends, you know, whatever.
If you do have a credit card, make sure you use one that has the highest cash back percentage you can use. This way.
Yep. And then use that as your primary. Yeah. Yep. So up until now, we're talking about how to cut debt.
So
not how to boost credit scores.
Yeah, but real quick to go off of using the cashback thing. Pretty much the new video camera. I hope everyone likes the video footage on that.
Hopefully our voices are matching, our mouths are matching what we're actually saying this time.
No, that's gonna be based off of my audio now, because. But
that's your department.
Yeah, that's everything I've bought though with the Amazon card. I've got 5% back. So
yeah, so you should buy that way.
I'm saving money.
I have a good thing, which I probably sent to you guys before. You guys didn't do anything about it. Is that
I don't read your messages.
Gas Buddy card?
I don't have that.
So what this is, you hook it up to your bank account, whatever, and it kind of works as a debit card, credit card for gasoline.
Okay.
So I signed up for the basic membership is 5 cents off a gallon.
Okay.
The whole every time you swipe it.
regardless of where you go.
Just about online, it shows you what stations accept the card, and
Okay.
just about everyone around here except mobile accepts it.
Okay, so Speedway is good. I used to have a NOCO card, but there's
I don't like Speedways. I don't really go
What's
there.
the one
But
across the street from us?
No, Speedway.
it's Speedway now.
It used to be a NOCO.
So I have a premium membership now, which includes some roadside assistance. It's it's $69 a year.
Okay.
It gives you 20 cents off a gallon,
Dude,
up to 40 gallons per month, and then after that, it's still 5 cents off a gallon. So if you say the 40 cents, whatever.
if you think
times
about
a
it,
month,
calculate. Sit down with numbers.
It pays
see how
itself
much
off.
you spend in a year.
It pays itself off. So you're saving so I filled up my Grand Prix today, and it gives you a notification how much money you saved. I saved over $2.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't completely empty. I probably put maybe
$2 a gallon.
$2 total
Total.
from filling up. That was with the 20 cents off
$2
a
a
gallon.
gallon is what it costs.
It shows you how much money you spent, you saved throughout the time you used the card.
Right.
I'm up to over $200 right now
Whoa.
of money saved.
That's nuts. And you only paid $69 for it.
Next $69 for the whole year.
Wow.
And that gives you roadside assistance too: towing, gas, flat tire change. I mean,
Any
we got
car
computer
you
cars.
own.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't think they do. If it's not a passenger vehicle, so like a truck, yours might not work. But our cars, passenger vehicles.
Yeah, I'm thinking of my motorcycle.
How do they know which car I have?
Well, the one time I called on for my one car, like, oh yeah, you calling for this car or that car? I go, none of them I'm calling on this car. He goes, oh, that one's not in our system. I go, no one's ever asked me, and there's nothing on your app that allows me to add a car to the system. Oh, okay, all right, yeah, sure, no problem. Where are you? We'll send the tow truck driver out. Like, yeah, that's what I thought. Sup,
Sweet.
bitch?
Did you get that? Was it for that Jaguar?
Yeah, for the Jaguar I told the first time. And they came and got it, and they brought it over to my guys, no problem. You know what I mean? And
Sweet.
so
You got it towed out to Rochester?
no, that was when I used someone else's AAA. Because the towing would only come up to X amount of miles, and the Rochester was a lot farther. So,
Oh, right.
but it's just nice. It saves that money, and it's nice to see. And it shows in your bank statement how much you actually got charged with the difference.
Right, yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
pretty cool.
So
I
I
don't know about that.
seriously, I'd recommend it since you know what I mean, and you can use it on any car.
I'll try
You
it,
make
yeah.
your own pin for it. You save the money.
Sweet.
You can put that money, and the money you save, you can put into your savings account and put towards your credit card in the month.
That's what I always do.
You know?
I have a savings account with like $1,000 just sitting in it, because that's a minimum amount you gotta
Yeah.
have in it, or they charge you.
Mhm.
And then I have a checking account with my paycheck coming in, and that's what I'm spending every week, and that usually goes over every week. So it takes from my checking.
Yeah.
That way I'm not paying the overdraft fee,
Yeah.
and it's also not getting rejected and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you just take it from my saving. And as soon as I get my paycheck back, I cover that $1,000 back. So I have a little buffer thing, a pillow to catch me as I fall.
My bank every month takes $25 out of my checking and puts it in my savings account.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot, and I can change it. That's the minimum. But every week, I take 10% of my paycheck after taxes and put that in the savings too.
That's smart.
Every week. And whenever I get my bonuses every month too, the whole bonus goes in my savings account.
Sweet. Yep.
You know what
Smart.
I mean? If I need it, and I can transfer it over, but
Yeah.
I don't
Takes
really
a
ever need
minute.
it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So to go back to your question, that's how to build your credit score.
Right. So we've been talking about debt and expenses and all that, but how do you actually build credit? What's your tips for actually building credit? You got any good ones? I got a bunch.
You gotta lower your
You gotta lower the amount that you
lower
owe.
the amount you owe. You want.
If you have more
Yeah.
credit cards
I think-
open, it looks good on you
I
too.
think what they want, according to Credit Karma, is 20% only or less
Yeah.
of your actual credit limit,
10%. Yeah.
or is it 10%?
I've seen 10%, but depending on the amount of limit you have, 10% sometimes is hard.
10%. So if you have a $10,000 limit, that's per card. So for example,
Yeah.
you have a card for $2,000, you can spend up to $200 on it. You got a card for $10,000, you can spend up to $1,000 on it. So it's per card.
Yeah.
You want to be under 10% for every card, and then pay off that amount every single month. Now, another big thing is credit history. I didn't have nothing.
You gotta have a
I
long
moved
credit
here a
history,
couple
helps
years
out.
ago, so I had zero. They look at my social security number. They go like, "You only have 2 years worth. You're 31 years old. What are you doing? How's this possible?" I go like, "I just moved here. I did not live in the in the United States, so I have no history before that
Right.
point." They go like, "Okay." So what I did was, I had a buddy of mine. He had a card for like over 12 years. He lives in California. He moved from back home too. He has his trucking company that he manages. So what he did was, he put me as an authorized user on his card. Now I understand it's not like safe for people to do that. For example, you authorize Sean to do that. He could spend money and that's going on your card. But what if Sean does not have that card? You could apply for it, hang on to it, spend money on it, pay it off as if it's your card. It's on your credit history, but it's also boosting his.
Yeah,
because it's Social Security's on it. So he did that for me, and that gave me a big boost.
Nice.
That got me over 700. I was in the 600s before, high sixes. And then I got a lot of people shy away from this, where a lot of people shy away from, I don't want another credit card, another hard hit on my credit history or my credit account, because it'll take a few points off my account. Don't worry about that. Yes, it will take a little back, but if you get approved, that added amount to your total available credit will give you a boost too. And as you make payments on time, it'll give you a boost. So yeah, it might be a short dip, but long run, your graph is gonna, be a high incline. So keep building, keep going, slow, steady.
One thing you said was, whatever you spend that month on a credit card, paid off right away at the end of that month or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree a little bit on that, because a lot of those credit card companies, or if you apply for a loan, they want to see that you can consistently make payments on the same thing to know that you're reliable. So if you're spending credit card, putting a little bit of money on it, and you're paying off at the end of the month, you're paying off that whole chunk. Yeah, I guess you're making payments, you're paying off, but they want to see you make payments on that same thing over and over again.
They also want to see some interest paid. So sometimes you don't want to pay the whole amount, or sometimes you want to wait not that month, whatever your period is, 45 days or 40 days. Wait till that interest is applied to it, and then you pay it off, the whole amount. So as long as the interest is applied, you pay a couple of dollars more than you owe, but it still shows up as you paid on time and stuff. So
for sure.
Other thing too is marks on your credit for late payments. I believe it's 42 months they keep track up to.
Yeah.
So I noticed if you go through Credit Karma, there's an actual chart. When I got my Discover card, it was my first card. Because it was 6 months free financing.
Yeah.
And my first card, I didn't know. I owed like $100 on it, but I just skipped the first month because I didn't think I had to pay it right away. But you still have to pay something.
Oh, yeah.
There's a minimum. And I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
So that first payment is still on my credit because it's not been.
Wow. I was telling your mom, too, the only payment I ever missed was when I got my truck transferred over to when I had the tracks. I got the truck. My GM account, when you pay it through, I didn't realize it wasn't automatically just switched over. And I had to add it myself and remove the tracks. I never did. And I almost missed the first two payments. The second one I was late on a little bit, but they gave me a little bit of leeway room. The first one I definitely missed, and that was the only missed payment that ever showed up my credit score.
That's nuts.
I think it's off now, though, because it's been a little bit. But that was the only miss I've ever had.
That's so frustrating. That would be. Yeah.
They have automatic payments you can set up through credit cards, too.
Right, yep.
I don't really like that because I always have to pay a decent amount more than the minimum.
I want to know what I'm paying.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to pay all the interest, but...
I want to keep track of how much I'm
Yeah.
on a card too.
Like I said, I do half of whatever years I owe. Just go half.
I mean, there's a lot of things I would check out. Credit Karma. There's a lot of tips on there to
for sure.
Show you how to do it.
Cards they might get a bit approved for. To help people do credit
There's
Karma
also
or whatever.
another app called NerdWallet. Now, there's a lot of commercials on it, TV about it. I've never personally used it, but they recommend what's best for your scenario.
Yeah.
So, like,
if you want to sponsor us, NerdWallet?
link in bio. Just kidding.
No link. Sponsor us
Yes.
first. So, I mean, if you're going to spend money too on stuff that you think's going to be valuable, that's okay, because then you can sell it for more and then pay what you owe off, such as the merch.
There's
A
limited
lot of
numbers.
people do, though, especially from what I've seen, mainly women. They buy all these clothes, they like them, and then they never wear them.
So go to...
They sit in their closets for years, the tags are still on, whatever. It's like, did you really need to buy all these clothes? Now what? What are you going to do with them? You can't sell them again.
That's a good
You're
point.
going to give them a goodwill.
Another
It's not a
thing-
bad thing, but how much money did you waste on those clothes?
Yep. Environmental impact.
It's
Another
just,
thing is, to pay off debt, and that's a good point. Sell your clothes. You're not wearing them anymore. You bought them. Might as well sell for something. It's better than nothing.
Yeah, I
$2
put down a rule for my wife. I was like, you've got a closet full. A whole closet. And 6 suitcases.
but I got nothing to wear.
And six suitcases.
I don't
And
have these problems.
6 drawers of the dresser full.
Wow.
If you buy another garment, 1 garment is going to Goodwill. If you buy another pair of pants,
Two's going to Goodwill.
1 pair of pants, another pair of pants is going to the donation box. Yeah. You have to take one out to put one in. Not that she listens to me, but that's
you're trying. You're
that's
trying.
what I recommended.
You're trying to slow her down. So. I hear you, bro. I hear you. So, they never listen.
All right. Well, we'll wrap this up then. So, merch link in bio for something that's worth your money. This is how you cut credit card debt. Take it easy. Peace.